A local nonprofit's mission is to provide fundraising assistance to existing nonprofit, not-for-profit, and foundations that provide food services and programming for the elimination of poverty to needy populations and the homeless. Coming up on Polk Place, we will introduce you to the group and let you know how you can help them make a difference in our community. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Brian Lacey, and joining me in studio, a man that needs no introduction, but if you've never met him, he's definitely somebody you should. It's Grant Pichet, and he's with Restaurants Against Hunger. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you having me again.
Yeah, well, been following you on Facebook, man. The catering's blowing up.
Yeah, it's really starting to kick in.
Yeah.
So,
And
knock on wood, hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah. So I also want to talk to you about some seedy characters you've been hanging around with.
You're talking about all my friends.
Yeah. Not just one in particular. One in particularly scares me. I know how you are with no adult supervision.
Oh, yeah, no question. No question.
That guy, Frank Smose,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, he worries me.
Yeah, as he should. Yeah. He's not to be emulated.
Yeah.
For sure.
Looks like you're having a lot of fun, and
Oh, yeah.
and also I was telling you as we were talking before we started taping, run by the shop. I see the refrigerator out there, and let's go ahead and start with Restaurants Against Hunger,
Right.
and then we'll get to the story of the refrigerator.
Well,
How did that get started?
It started about 20 some years ago, and in my neighborhood there's a place called The Mission, and they had. I had noticed a lot of folks sitting outside the Mission. It was about this time of year, in November. And so I kind of just stopped in on my bicycle and went in there and checked a little bit. And I saw where they were going to be providing a Thanksgiving meal for the community, anybody in need. And I noticed that they had a domestic kitchen in there, and I asked how many people you intend on feeding. He told me 250. Tom Beauregard was the gentleman in charge then. And looking at the domestic kitchen, I said, there's no way this is happening out of this kitchen. So I was able to pull together some of my constituents, colleagues in the area in the restaurant business. I said, let's all take a piece of this meal and bring it all together, give us an opportunity to give back a little bit. And so we did that. We had different folks bring different parts of the meal to the Thanksgiving feast. And when we were asked, what's the name of your group, it just popped in. I said, I guess we're Restaurants Against Hunger. And so that's how it kind of catapulted to where we're at today.
Let's talk a little bit about where you're at today. It seems like no matter what, there's always a cause that you're involved with. I met you through the Boys and Girls Club, mm-hmm. and a couple other things. And no matter what, you're giving back to the community that you live in. One of the things that's unique is as you drive down Central Avenue, right at Central and, is it 3rd?
First Street.
Central and First.
Yeah.
Little shop right there on the corner. There's a refrigerator outside. Talk to me about the significance of that.
Well, it was an idea that was, it just popped up in my head. I remember somebody had sent it to me. I don't know if it was in a feed or in an email, but we kind of stole the idea. But during the pandemic, we noticed that the homeless population in downtown Winter Haven had grew tremendously, and we're right downtown, so we can see the people, and we're seeing a lot of new folks coming in, backpacks, pushing carts on their bicycles, that sort of thing. And I know they're getting a lunch at the Mission during the weekday, but at night, You just know there's nothing happening for them. I had a little refrigerator, kind of like a little college refrigerator. I just set it outside, and I said, I can make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And so my wife jumped on board, and we started filling that up with peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, starting out with a loaf. And then it grew. We started this back in April, and we were putting bottled water in there. And then the number of sandwiches have grown tremendous. It takes about 4 loaves of bread a day to fill that refrigerator with the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and every morning it's empty. So the bottled water became a little, it doesn't seem like, but you go through a lot of bottled water.
Yeah.
My concern was A, the cost, B, the amount of plastic going out, because unfortunately you see plastic all over the city. And so we decided to put a water jug out there with cups. And that hadn't seemed to deter. That's getting drained every day. But we also found there's some other angels out there that have wanted to help. And they have brought, we've got some other folks that help fill the fridge, especially on the weekends. It's amazing that on Saturdays and Sundays we'll come in and it'll be filled up with sandwiches, bags, and then all kinds of sandwiches. Somebody puts cheese sandwiches in, in case somebody's got a health issue or that sort of thing. Some folks have brought a box of dog food, put it on top. And those are gone, because you see some of the homeless folks got dogs and stuff. So it's kind of crazy how this all this manifests itself. And I got a phone call a week ago from a lady that said, hey, I just stopped. I'm sitting at the corner here and I'm looking at I see you got a refrigerator and water jug out there. Could you tell me what you're doing? And I laid it out for her, and she said, well, my brother is homeless. And she goes, I didn't know he was homeless. But when I did, I tried to help him, and he just didn't want the help. She says, well, I don't have a lot. I had to adopt my granddaughter. My mom's living with me. She said, but I do have a few nickels I could put together, and maybe if I can get my mother to help me, we'll make sandwiches. And I said, well, pick a day. Which day you want? I said, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are open. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, they're filled up. People are filling those things up. And so, you just don't know when you get there whether that refrigerator is going to be full or not. So every night we check it before we leave.
If folks are interested in helping out, whether it be by donating, whether it be by making sandwiches, how do they go about doing as such, giving back to the refrigerator?
Well, we had, generally every year we have a fundraiser. It's a bowling tournament called the Big Lebowski Bowling Tournament. We haven't been able to do that this year. So our finances are down to zero right now. So we're going to be reaching out to our sponsors and asking them to continue to support us, because our biggest piece of what we do is during the holiday season. We got Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up. The need's going to be greater. You just know that. And so we partner with Brooks Law Group in Winter Haven. They do a turkey giveaway. We provide everything else for the meal. And so we're going to need some funds to help us do that, to be able to buy canned goods and produce and that sort of deal. And if folks want to help us out, they can go to our Facebook page, and they can message me through Facebook, or they can send a check if they like. They can send a check to Restaurants Against Hunger. We are a 501c3. And they can send it to 403 Avenue B Northeast, Winter Haven, Florida. And zip code 33881. Or they can call me at 863-604-7721. That's a direct line to me, and I can direct them in helping, whether they want to cut a check or they want to come volunteer. Brooks Law Group, their turkey giveaway is November 21st. It's the Saturday before Thanksgiving. And we're going to set up a peanut butter and jelly sandwich booth. I started this 2 years ago because these folks, Brian, they're waiting in line hours to get a 10 to 12 pound turkey. We had the family, first one in line, they got there at 2 a.m. sit there and wait for that 10, 12-pound turkey. And they're waiting 3-4 hours just to get that in line. So when they come out of that, we're handing them a bottle of water and a sandwich and their bag of food to go.
If folks are interested in helping out with that, are there volunteer opportunities?
Yes, plenty of opportunities, because we bring the produce in on pallets, and so we got to break all that down and bag them. So there's a lot of opportunities to help out with that. If you're good at making peanut butter jelly sandwiches, we appreciate you coming in and help us do that. Handing out, hanging out, talking to the people in line, just showing that you care, you're there. There's plenty of things to do, especially cleanup time.
As you had mentioned, your busiest time with Restaurants Against Hunger is the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Another great community partner is Tim with the Apple. Let's talk a little bit about what you do during December.
We partner with Tim at the Apple Lounge for a food distribution deal, just like we do with Brooks Law Group. And Tim cuts the check for this. And so it's his way of giving back in that he's the Apple Lounge is right off Record Highway. So he's in a neighborhood that could use that sort of help. But Tim's been a great partner with Restaurants Against Hunger for us. And that's going to be, I believe, the 19th, Saturday, December 19th is the day of that distribution. And same deal. You can come help us bag, box. It's a drive-through piece, so people nobody's getting out of their car. They're just driving through, and they're handed a box of proteins and that sort of thing. And my job is to help coordinate getting the proteins and the produce and all that food together so that they have it to be able to distribute for the holidays. So yeah, our sponsors. You talk about my buddy Frank, as whacked out as he is, but him and Janet are huge sponsors of Restaurants Against Hunger. Randy Brummagem with SDC Install Services, a good friend of ours that just passed away. Mark Howard has always been was always a great sponsor for us, and his family continues to serve. And just before his death, on 3 different occasions, they made peanut butter jelly sandwiches and hard-boiled eggs. And within a week after his death, his wife brought in the sandwiches and the hard-boiled eggs, just like Mark had done. So, our sponsors are everything, and the people that have supported us through the years, Wayne Giddings and everybody that's been a big part of Restaurants Against Hunger. You can't do this without people believing in you and what you're doing. And you've always given me the platform to come out here and speak about what we do, and we appreciate that in a big way.
Hopefully we'll get you back in next month, and we'll talk a little bit about the Christmas program, if we would.
That sounds great, Brian. Appreciate it.
Food insecurity in our community is real, with 27% of the children in Polk County not sure if they're going to eat today. Many families do not know how or if they will get their next meal. Restaurants Against Hunger's sole purpose is to support nonprofit, not-for-profit, and foundations whose mission is to eliminate hunger and poverty for at-risk and needy populations in our communities in Polk County. They strive to make a difference within the circle of their influence, as well as provide opportunities to bring awareness to those organizations on the front line of hunger, serving those who serve others. That's what they do. Now, if you need more information, you can look them up on the web at www.cateringoasis.com/RAH, or give them a call at 863-604-7721.